Good day dear students. In this video, we will be covering subtopic 6.3 partial fractions for the chapter polynomials. Let's see the learning outcome of this video. At the end of the lesson, all of you must be able to construct partial fraction decomposition when the denominators are in the form of a quadratic factors that cannot be factorized. Ax square plus bx plus c. Okay students, now let's see the notes. Type 3 denominator with quadratic that cannot be factorized. So let's say we are given example 7x plus 10 divided by x minus 2 multiply x square plus 7x plus 3. The x minus 2 here is recognized as type 1 linear factor, whereas x square plus 7x plus 3, we recognize this as quadratic that cannot be factorized. So when you try to factorize, you cannot get a perfect factor. So how you going to write this as partial fraction? First, for the linear factor, we're going to write this as a divided by x minus 2. But for the quadratic factor that cannot be factorized, we're going to write this as bx plus c. So when we recognize the factor as linear, the numerator will be a constant. But when we recognize the factor as quadratic, the numerator will be a linear. So this is very important. Okay. Now let's look at example 20. Express 8x square minus 12 divided by x multiply x square plus 2x minus 6 as partial fraction. So before we start our question, we always need to recognize whether this is a proper or improper fraction. So the degree of your numerator is 2. If we expand this, the degree of your denominator will be 3. Since 2 is less than 3, we recognize this as proper fraction. So if this is a proper fraction, we need to recognize whether this is a linear factor, a repeated linear factor, or quadratic that cannot be factorized. So for your first factor here, this is definitely a linear factor. It's quite straightforward. Now for x square plus 2x minus 6, we will try to factorize x square plus 2x minus 6. When we cannot factorize, then we say that this is a quadratic factor, since it cannot be changed to linear. Okay students, so it's very important for us to recognize the type of factors, because this will determine the type of your partial fraction. Next, we're going to see how to write this as partial fraction. So 8x square minus 12 divided by x multiply x square plus 2x minus 6. Since we recognize x as a linear factor, the numerator will be a constant term. But since x square plus 2x minus 6 is a quadratic that cannot be factorized, then the numerator will be a linear term, which is bx plus c. Now our aim here is to find a, b and c. So we're going to use the same method. We're going to equate the denominator. So a multiply x square plus 2x minus 6 plus x multiply bx plus c divided by x times x square plus 2x minus 6. So notice that the denominator on your left hand side and right hand side are the same. Therefore, we can say that the numerator is also the same. So we can say that 8x square minus 12 is equals to ax square plus 2x minus 6 plus x multiply bx plus c. Now our aim here is to find a, b and c. So in this question, we will be using comparing coefficient. So when we expand this, we will be getting ax square plus 2ax minus 6a plus bx square plus cx. So we're going to collect from the highest power, which is x square. So we will be getting a plus b x square, followed by 2a plus cx, followed by minus 6a. Okay students, so now we will compare our left hand side with our right hand side. So when we compare x square with x square, we can say that a plus b equals to 8. So that's your equation 1. Second, when you compare x with x, you can say that 2a plus c is 0. This is because there's no x on your left hand side. So we have to equate this with 0. Last, we will compare 6a with 12. So automatically we will get the value of a. So a equals to 2. Once we get the value of a, we will be getting the value of b and c. So substitute a is 2 into 1. So once you substitute a 2 into your equation 1, 2 plus b is 8. You will be getting the value of b, which is 6. Next, we're gonna substitute a equals to 2 into equation 2. So 2 times 2 plus c is 0. C is negative 4. Okay students, so we already get the value of a, b and c. So once we have the value of a, b and c, we're gonna substitute a as 2 over x, b as 6x and c as negative 4. So 6x minus 4 divided by x plus 2x minus 6. So this is how we write 8x square minus 12 divided by x multiply x square plus 2x minus 6 as partial fraction. So this is the answer for the example 20. So I hope all of you can understand example 20. At the end of the lesson, all of you must be able to construct partial fraction decomposition when the denominators are in the form of a quadratic factors that cannot be factorized. Ax squared plus bx plus c.